Most local businesses are only able to target and rank in their own backyard. But what if you could rank across your entire service area with just a few changes? In this video, I'm going to show you the new method that's finally letting local service businesses rank 5, 10, 20, 30 miles away from their physical location, what changes you'll need to make to your website, and the super easy addition to your Google business profile that makes the whole thing work. Okay, so we gotta start by talking about the big problem with local SEO. Now, here's the thing. It's really easy to rank and map searches that are really close to your business. But as searchers get further out from your business, your ability to rank drops by a lot, unfortunately. So just for an example, let's say you were a landscaping business and you're in Oak Park, Illinois, but you want to get clients in Chicago or in Evanston up here, or in Elmhurst. The problem is your business here is not close enough to rank for these cities here. And the reason this is a problem at all is because the proximity of your physical address to the searcher is still the #1 ranking factor, even for service businesses where, clients don't come to you. Things like, if you were a plumber who travels out to clients in a 30-mile radius, or if you're a graphic designer who works from home and you can help clients remotely anywhere they are. If that's the case, you're just very unlikely to be found by a searcher even 5 miles away from them, which is a huge bummer, obviously. But luckily, there's a way around this now. So now let's talk about the new strategy. And by the way, this PDF that I'm working from, I'm going to make it available to you. Just go to the link in the description below this video. That way you don't have to take any notes. So let's start off with step 1, which is listing all of your services. So you're just going to start by writing down every service your business offers, and that list is going to form the basis of your expansion strategy. So example for a landscaping company, services might be things like lawn mowing, garden design, tree trimming, patio installation. For a plumbing business, it might be pipe repair, drain cleaning, water heating installation, or emergency plumbing services. So whatever your business is, just start by writing down all of the different services you offer. Next, you're going to want to identify all the cities that you want to rank for in your business. So again, if you're in Oak Park, you probably want to rank for the bigger city of Chicago, right? Evanston, Elmhurst, Oaklawn, these are all cities that you'd want to rank for. Write them all down in a separate list. Just make sure, these are a reasonable distance where you can actually work with people if you're traveling out. You don't want to start ranking for places 200 miles away if you're not really realistically willing to go that far. Okay, now for step 3, you're going to want to take your 2 separate lists, remember, for your services and for your cities. And this is going to give you all of the different combinations for the pages you're going to need to create. So just list them all out in a table like this so you can see at a glance what you have to do. And each box up here represents a new page you'll need to create. So it's an easy way to keep track of all of it. Okay, if you're still with me, it's time for step 4 now, which is prioritizing all of those pages that you have to create based on the search volume. So what you want to do here is research to get the search volume for each service in each city, just so you can determine which combinations are going to have the most searches on them. It's going to help you focus your efforts where they can definitely have the most impact. So obviously, only so many hours in the day you're running a business. You can't just be willy-nilly creating pages. You want to create the ones first that are going to have the most impact, right? So, but when we talk about keyword research, how exactly do we do that? Well, we need to use keyword research tools to get us there. So there's a few I recommend. I happen to like SEMrush. It is paid, unfortunately, so you have to pay for that one. And it is a little bit of a steep learning curve. It's not too bad. You can definitely find YouTube videos that'll show you how to use it. Now, here's a free one called Keywords Everywhere. It's just a browser extension you put on Chrome or whatever, and it's going to show you the search volume. Again, you just want to get a YouTube video that'll show you how to use it. And also Google Keyword Planner is free. That might be the easiest one to use. So you've got some options depending on if you want to pay or if you want to use something free. So then, given all that keyword research you do, you're going to start ordering these. Like let's say, Chicago lawn mowing has the most search volume. You just label that as 1. Then, Naperville tree trimming is 2, right? That's the second highest search volume. So you're just going to put these in whatever order makes sense. That way you know which order to go in when you're making all these pages. Then from here, what I would probably do is write out an actual list of all these just to make it easier so you're not working on a table anymore. But this just helps you really easily visualize it when you're getting started. So from here, step 5, we need to actually create all of these service location pages. So for each combination of service and city, you need a dedicated page on your website, and you're gonna generally wanna base that on your homepage layout. What you don't wanna do is create a service city page that just looks like a complete afterthought. Because think about it, if this is how people are finding you, you want it to feel like a homepage with all the persuasive elements that go on one. A nice hero section, benefits, FAQs possibly, testimonials, all that good stuff. You don't want it to just look like a blog post, which is, let's face it, that's what most businesses do with their service pages, right? So base it on your homepage layout. It's gonna work a lot better. So you're gonna obviously start with those highest priority pages, one at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just finish one, then move on to the next one as time allows. And just keep going in, descending order from there. And we've got some real life examples here. Sorry, like the text is a little hard to read on them, but you'll just have to take my word for it. This one is, for Oak Park Landscaping Services, Evanston Landscaping Services, Winnetka Landscaping Services. So they all look fairly similar, similar treatment, just different photos, different text. Now for this, just a few action items I recommend doing. So again, use your homepage as a template, just to maintain that consistent look and feel. And also so it just feels like thought has been put into each one, because they're not going to your homepage, right? They're going to that page first. And then you want to title each page with the service and location, like lawn mowing services in Evanston. That's going to be your headline, your main headline on the page. And it's also going to be what comes after your email address. So let's say it is Chicago lawn services.com, and then it would be / lawn mowing services Evanston, for example. Okay, moving right along to step 6. You're gonna wanna customize your content with ChatGPT. Let's get smart about it. Let's not overwork ourselves and think we have to write brand new content from scratch for each of these pages. Nobody has time for that. You certainly don't have time for that either. So to make each page unique and relevant with the specific location, you want to use ChatGPT to lightly rewrite and customize the content for each individual page you're doing. Make sure you're including your keyword phrase, which is generally going to be that service in location, lawn mowing in Chicago, tree trimming in Naperville. That's going to be your keyword phrase. You want to put that in the H1 heading. What's an H1 heading? If you don't know, that is just the big headline at the top of each page. Then you want to use the keyword in several subheadings and multiple times in the body text as well. So if you've got a benefits section, let's say further down the page, you want to use that keyword phrase in that subheading as well. And maybe a few times just when you're in your paragraphs or in your bullet lists, you can easily work them in as needed there. And you want to do it a couple times for sure. You also want to incorporate those closely related phrases to further enhance your SEO. So examples of closely related phrases for lawn mowing services in Evanston might be grass cutting in Evanston, Evanston lawn care experts, professional yard maintenance, or lawn services. So it's not just a repeat word for word of lawn mowing services in Evanston, but it's related. Google will see that and think, okay, they're not just trying to game the system here, they're actually using phrases that one would expect to see on a page that's about this topic. Make sense? Or for pipe repair, Naperville, you'd have Naperville plumbing services, emergency pipe fix, water leak repair, fix pipes, that kind of thing. Okay, now we're continuing. We're still inside of step 6. So in order to make each page unique and relevant to your specific location, here is the example ChatGPT prompt that I would use. And again, you can download this PDF by going to the link beneath this video, so you don't have to pause the video and type this out yourself. So you're going to give it its objective first, and you're going to say, write and optimize new landing page content to help my business rank higher in Google Maps searches for my specific service and location. Please take the following web page content. Then this is where you're going to actually insert your homepage copy right there. You're going to give it the copy you already have, and you're going to say, rewrite it to include, this service and location text. Continuing, lightly rewrite and customize it for a landing page targeting the SEO keyword phrase, and then you would insert your location service keyword phrase here. Lawn mowing in Naperville, tree trimming Chicago, whatever it is, you put it right there. Then you're going to give it some requirements. It always helps to tell it exactly what to do. So we'll tell it to include the keyword phrase in the H1 heading. We already talked about that. That's the top headline of your page. Use the keyword in several subheadings and multiple times in the body text. Incorporate closely related phrases and emphasize local relevance and service offerings to appeal to nearby customers. Okay, once we've done that, it is time for step 7, updating your Google Business Profile, otherwise known as your GBP. So what we need to do here is connect your Google Business Profile to each of your new service location pages. And this is important. You don't need to create a new location or a listing with your GBP for this. We're operating under the assumption here that you don't actually have multiple locations. You have one location, but you're able to travel out to all these different cities. That's what this strategy is. So the way we do this, the way we connect these dots between your new pages and your Google Business Profile is for each service location combination, for each page you created, you're going to add a product or service listing in your GBP. So you can see this here. So you're going to log into your GBP. You're going to add a new product right here. That could be lawn mowing in Chicago, right? Then from there, you can start adding categories. So let's say you're going to do all these pages for the lawn mowing service, right? So it could be lawn mowing Naperville, lawn mowing Chicago, lawn mowing Evanston. You would then just create a category of lawn mowing, and then you can put all of your lawn mowing products or services into that category. That way, it's nice and organized within your Google Business Profile. So highly recommend doing it that way. You can put the price in. That doesn't really affect the strategy here. Product description. This is interesting. Make a description for it, but don't go kind of crazy putting in all the keywords. It's not really going to help you here. So just put in a respectable description that tells people what it is. Don't go overboard. But here's where the rubber meets the road, and you put in your product landing page. It says optional, but it's not. That's the whole reason why we're doing this. So what you're going to put in there is the link to the page for this particular product. Here, lawn mowing in Chicago, right? That's going to link to your lawn mowing in Chicago page right here. So then from there, feel free to add a photo. Not super important to the strategy, but might as well be complete, right? So once you've done that, next you want to adjust your service areas. So you want to update your Google Business Profile to include all of the new cities that you're targeting. That just shows your new potential customers they are in your service area and you will work with them. This step isn't what's going to help you rank. This is just for future clients to see that you can work with them where they are. So you're just going to start searching for areas. We have Winnetka here. You're just going to one at a time. I've already done Naperville, Oak Park, Evanston, Chicago. You're just going to one by one put those cities in there and you're good to go. Now step 8. So of course, if you know anything about SEO, what we've already covered is only going to get you so far. You need to still build citations and backlinks to your, not only to your website, but to your individual service location pages you just built. So you need it for each new page. Now, let's talk citations for a second. A citation is simply any mention of your business online. So you're going to want to submit each service location landing page to online directories. That's generally where we keep the citations, right? So how do citations actually help you rank? Well, it's basically there's verifying your business existence and relevance. It's just a signal to Google. So what are some common citation directories? Things like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Bing Places, and the Better Business Bureau, to name a couple. But there are other places for you to get citations too, besides the biggest players. So you want to focus on niche directories for your industry first, right? So if you're a pet sitter, it'd be Pet Sitters International. There's a website for that. Or Wedding Wire if you're a wedding planner. Clutch for IT, ISA for home cleaning services. You get the idea. Every industry kind of has their own online directories that you want to get set up on. The other thing you want to focus on, really important, is local directories for your location. So if you're in Chicago, it'd be, Choose Chicago or the Chicago Chamber of Commerce, Chicago Business Directory, Evanston Now, Naperville Local, all the places that are directories meant for your immediate location. So focus on your industry, niche ones first, then your location ones. That's citations. Now let's talk backlinks. So whenever you're trying to rank any new page in Google, you need to get links from other reputable websites pointing to your new service and location pages. Think of these as just votes, basically. Like other websites think so much of your website, they're actually linking to you. So that's kind of the idea of why links are important. They still are. Google will say they're not. Not true. They still use backlinks as a huge ranking signal. So the problem with backlinks is this can be challenging to do for multiple pages. It's really hard to do it yourself, but if you want to do it yourself, I've got some suggestions for you. Ways to get backlinks would be to create link-worthy content for each service, things like high-quality guides, case studies, articles that will attract some natural backlinks, or even better, probably, it's a little more direct, is using a guest posting strategy where you're basically going to write guest posts for industry blogs. So you work it out with other blogs, other websites, and say, hey, I want to write an article for you. It's going to be a helpful article, and you're just going to insert a link to your page in there. Generally, the way you do that is in the bio section. So it'll be an article, then it'll be your bio at the end. Like, any article has like about the author. Within there, it'll say, Nathan Smith is the owner of, Lawn Care Chicago. And you would just, with that Lawn Care Chicago, you would link to your most high priority page. You can also do something what we call a competitor backlink analysis. So you're just going to use some kind of a tool, some kind of an SEO tool like SEMrush to analyze your competitors' backlinks and then kind of do something similar. So you're basically you're taking what you see them doing and you're trying to get the same links for yourself. Problem is you have to outdo them. You can't just do the same as them or it doesn't really work. Or create and distribute infographics for each service. It's kind of a natural link attractor. That's if you want to do it yourself. I don't necessarily recommend doing it that way, because it can be so complex. So if you need help, I would consider reaching out to Chris Palmer SEO. He's actually the guy that taught me the strategy. Shout out to you, Chris. He does this stuff all the time. So if you want this kind of thing done for you, backlinks built, I would reach out to Chris Palmer SEO out of Florida and just call it a day. Now, of course, this strategy is a bit more of an advanced one, and it's not going to help you that much if you don't already have the basics covered. But don't worry, I've got you in this video where I'm going to share all the top ranking factors that you need to get just right. I even score each one of them so you know what to start with that's going to give you the most bang for your effort, and which ones you can pretty much skip because they just don't even work anymore. So click right here and let's get you set up right.